Hello, let's walk through this little Arduino project here. The goal of this project, as you can see if you look at the code, is to play a song through the speaker when you press this little button right there. All right, so I want to show you about the various parts of this circuit. Let's start with what's going on at the top. You can see this red cable going from there to there. That's connecting the plus 5 volts on the Arduino board to the plus on the breadboard bus, which sends a plus 5 signal all the way down this row. The green cable is connected to the ground of the Arduino board. That then goes to the ground of the bus, which sets all of the little holes on the blue side to the ground, or 0 volts. And that essentially allows us to distribute power and ground to the whole circuit easily. Next up, we want to look at the speaker. That's up here at the top. It's this little round thing. And it has 2 terminals. That's all it needs. One of them connected via this red cable to pin number 8 on the Arduino. That's a digital output pin. So that's where the song signal is going to get sent. The little gray cable right there, that's connecting the other pin of the speaker, as you can see, to the ground. Okay, so our speaker's connected to an output pin and leads to the ground. The next component we need is this little button right there, and that is arranged so that when you press it, it sends 5-volt signal through this orange wire into pin number 2 of the Arduino, which is a digital input pin. And you can see a resistor there. That's a 10 kilo ohm resistor, which you put in between there and the ground. And when you push the button, it will connect the 5 volts to the pin over here. In the code, we can see, if we go over and look at the Arduino code, we have a few little things. We need to define our pitches file. That's at the top. And this is pitches. These are all just frequencies and note names. So you can see, for example, A440 down here is defined as that. Okay, so we load that in using this include line. We define our melody. So here I have 3 G's followed by a D sharp, and then a rest, 3 F's followed by a D. I also define the lengths of those pitches in this array of note durations. A couple constants that we want to define, the button pin. So going back to the circuit, that means the button is connected to pin number 2. The speaker is connected to pin number 8 right there. And by defining those constants up there, we can use those use the words down in the code, and in case we wanted to change one of the numbers, we could just change it once and it would propagate through all of the various parts. Our button state is originally off. That's what this line does, but it will change when you press the button, hopefully. Okay, so the first main part of the Arduino sketch, they're called, is to have this setup function right there, and that just gets the pin ready to accept inputs. Okay, so it says button pin, which is pin number 2. Let's call it an input, so it's going to listen. Skipping down here, we then have the loop. Okay, and then the loop is what gets called over and over and over again. And so what it's saying to do is to read the state of the button. All right, and maybe it might need to change this variable to a 1. So that's what that line's for. If that button state equals high, which means that it has a signal and is not just connected to the ground, then we execute another function which is called play tune. You can see play tune is defined right there, and this is essentially taken from the Arduino example, in which it just iterates through the various notes in the melody and sets their duration based on the note duration array and a little bit of math, and then sends this command, a tone, to the speaker pin, and it says play whatever note we're on for this long. If there's pauses, well, we want there to be slight pauses between each note, so that's our delay there, and then we stop the song when it's done. No tone. Okay? And so we would then upload this sketch to the board. You can see it, lights blinking, receiving. The console down below says everything went okay. And we should be able to press the button and hear a little song. Ready? And we can keep doing that over and over now until we get sick of the song. If we wanted to change anything, like speed up the whole pace of everything, we would want to change the pause between notes, right? So if instead of 1.3, we did a 1.1 and uploaded that, we should hear the same melody, but at a different rate. Great. That should be enough to get you started on this.